Hello, Gemini. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read from who we're dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at Val53 Tarot. She's read you as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Apologies, Gemini. I just read for Leo and who they're asking about or dealing with, and that was kind of like a energetic doozy. Let's see what's going on. First card out for who you're asking about or dealing with, there's a devil. So, please no. We'll see, Gemini. We'll see. I was going to say, we're looking at something here, and I'm like, is this the narrow gate or the wide gate? Which one is it? And there you are, Gemini. Oh, look at this. That movie, Grandma's Boy. We're too high to drive to Satan's house. Drive, monkey, drive. He's just like this, a monkey behind the wheel of their Jeep. I like that card. It's the adrenaline junkie monkey. One funky monkey. Apparently it's toxic. So unfortunately with that devil energy, I am also looking at a flying monkey, Gemini. Looking at a flying monkey. Ooh, they don't like it. Well, then don't be it. Not my problem. The monkey behind the wheel. There's the wheel of fortune. Instead, the monkey is on top of the steering wheel, using his body weight to lean in. It's like, well, then who's working the pedals? I mean, I guess you could put that shit in cruise drive, but what an energy. They don't like me kind of playing around with this, but at the same time, I'm going to anyways with what you're showing me. I'm going to anyways. I don't understand that. Pushy, 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 pushy. What is that? I don't understand it. That's toxic and pushy, Gemini. Toxic and pushy. That is a weird energy. I don't even think they realize. Hold on. I don't even think they realize that. What do you call this? Why does it seem like when it comes to pushy energy, why are they trying to like push your boundaries, push your limits, push your? This is sounding oddly like Aries and who they were asking about or dealing with. And there's Aries on top of the deck, with the Emperor energy. It doesn't have to be. If I dig, there you are, Gemini. It doesn't have to be an Aries. It just sounds like the Aries reading I already gave. They don't even realize. Like they don't. What I'm saying here is flying monkey energy. They don't care. I don't know if the two of you are having a conversation and talking about things or not, but they just don't care. They do, but they don't. It's weird. It's like, again, they do, but they don't. there's that emperor jumping out. Like I said, it's just this energy of like, oh fuck. It's like, okay, so it was that energy. I don't, you called yourself that. I don't know why you did that, but okay, we'll go with it. You don't have to be an Aries. You could just be a fire sign. Um, was it this fire sign, that fire sign, or that fire sign, or that fire sign? Which one or who was it? Who done it? Flying monkey. Is someone trying to triangulate something? I mean, look at this. They're like, be cool, be cool, be cool, be zen, find your center, be cool, be cool. You don't care. Tell yourself you don't care. Okay. Okay. You sure about that? You're still thinking about Gemini. Look at that. You're still thinking about Gemini. I thought you didn't care. Look at that. I don't care about Gemini. Gemini, 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 Gemini. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I mean, that is them leaning into this. That is them leaning into this, like, yeah, whatever. They know they shouldn't. They know they're toxic. They know they're a walking red flag. But you, Gemini, this is someone that's like literally like, act a fool. They'll act a fool for you. They'll be a fool for you. They'll, be a brass monkey for you. I don't know. Play that funky music, huh? I don't know what that is. That is weird though. I'm trying to like think about how this actually makes sense. What are the terms of agreement? That's the way they. That's the only way that makes sense. What are the terms and what is the agreement? Like, what is it that they're trying to like get started or get the ball rolling about or with you? Like, what is that? It's like energetically like push to start. That is so weird. They're emphasizing like just to cross paths with you, and it didn't matter how to go about it. Geez, it didn't matter how they did it, even though it did. Which is this is one of those contradicting situations where it's kind of like it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense in its own twisted, warped way. Like they were meant to cross your paths somehow, some way, definitely. But I don't think it's in the way that they thought it was. Like they're kind of like misreading or misinterpreting the point of why the two of you are meant to cross paths. Because the way they respond to this is something else. This is in the mind of someone who's toxic. This is like, like let's just say, for example, they're under the influence. Oh, that was such a great time. That was so funny. That was so awesome. And everyone's looking at them like, because they might be into substances or vices, or they may have addictions. Their perspective towards the situation is like a little warped, not necessarily straight. um and they're like, oh, I definitely know, like we were meant to do that night. It was meaningful. It's like, yeah, maybe, but maybe it was because you were supposed to learn a lesson. Maybe it wasn't solely for the purpose of it was supposed to be a fun time. It's like this weird, twisted, warped perspective about the situation because they're still thinking about you. They're still thinking about it. And it's like, oh my gosh. Look at this energy. Look at this energy. They know they need to let it go. That could be substance addiction and vices, Gemini. That makes sense. That makes sense. They're like, I know. I need to drop it. I know I need to let it go. I know I need to let Gemini go. I need to forget it. I need to whatever you tell yourself to help yourself sleep better at night. That's what that is. That's what that is. I don't know. Um, I don't get that. I don't get that. That's substances and addictions. And there is the awkwardness of like you're not the only person that they think about it. And once again, there's a situation of like they think about you clearly. They think about all that, but they're also with. It feels like they're also with or dealing with someone else too simultaneously. And that's like the very strange part is like moving forward and moving past this is a little bit easier either because of substances, addictions, or vices, or because there's a third person, technically from their perspective. There's like a third party. I don't know if they're dealing with a third party or you're the third party, Gemini. I don't know. But that's why they're like emphasizing like it's a little bit easier to kind of like move forward with, let go of, or live with. I don't get that. They're like, yeah, whatever happened, happened. And that's kind of how they leave it. It's like, okay, that is very strange. That is very, very strange. I feel like that's their work to do, so I'm not going to call attention to that. That's their work to do. Whether they do that work on oneself is entirely up to them. You know, you can't force someone into recovery with addictions, for example. You can't force someone to see something about themselves they're just not ready to see. You can't force someone to understand like what they're doing and how it affects everything unless they're open and willing and receptive to that. You just can't. But I feel like for some reason with whatever this is, they missed the point by a long, you know what. Will they remember what that is or was or why it happened? I don't know. That is so interesting though. I don't at the same time it's like because of that's in place, I unfortunately don't feel like they care. Bye.